So hello and welcome people back to Hybrid Heaven, where we have gone past the worst area in the game, and we're now in a much more interesting and atmospheric place. A completely different color palette, and we can't go back. Thankfully, that shouldn't be an option.
Too much blue. 0 out of 10.
But yeah, I do love what they did with the lighting here, making it really contrasting and what have you. The red lights and the blue tints everywhere. So nice. So nice for such an ugly looking game.
When are we getting Hybrid Heaven HD?
I mean, if I would want that if only Konami, you know? Only Konami wasn't a Konami.
Yeah. I'm still surprised they let Snake be in Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, I am surprised as well. It's just like... like with... Snake wasn't in Smash 4, correct?
No, he was not.
Yeah, so like everybody just assumed, yeah, Konami, that ship is sailed, right?
Right, yeah.
But yeah, they did a really good job with this location, like especially with how the lighting works, because they very nicely avoided the issue of where is the floor, because every angle had like a completely different shade. It reflected the light differently.
Yeah.
In this place with all of these shields, and that wasn't a very good idea, but
No.
it all turned out okay. By the way, if you fall, you do go back to the last save point.
Well, yeah, fall from this I would kill anybody.
Well, I mean, there isn't any sort of checkpoint system in this, is what I mean. Like one would expect from a more modern game, but thankfully the save points themselves are fairly frequent, that you don't have to redo too much stuff. And here we have another location with another type of atmospheric lighting. As you can see on the map, there are several rooms in this location. We have to go to actually most, if not all of them. There are some extras to the side, but we have to get rid of an enemy per each one of these locations. And unlike with the previous,
we're fighting a Ninja Turtle.
Exactly, we're fighting a Ninja Turtle. There is more variety now to the enemies, which is why I'm not gonna be skipping the fights as often. Nice. Inflicted brain damage. Success.
I mean, it's effective. Like...
If it works, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing is like a cross between a Ninja Turtle and a Kabuto. You know, the Pokemon?
Right. Yeah.
Especially the little beady red eyes inside of a shell. That's what you get.
It's almost like he's a ghost in some sort of shell.
The different animal. Wasn't quite close enough to break his back.
Oh my god.
Ah, I love the sound effects. So crunchy.
It's all bone. Oh my god, stomp him. Do it. Oh, come on.
But breaking his back leaves more injuries.
True. Although, you know what'd make this game even better?
What?
If it had the nut stomp that Yakuza 1 does.
Well, I mean, they weren't quite as far there, you know?
Right.
Or if they had like destructible objects in the environment, you could use one of your turns to pick up an object like an oversized traffic cone, and then electrocute people with it. Wait, that's the wrong one. But no, like if Sega were to pick this up, oh my god.
Right.
And just like make Yakuza, but an active time turn-based RPG with wrestling specifically.
Yes.
I mean, they're already branching out with that new Haku no Ken game, right?
Yeah, the Fist of the North Star one.
Yeah, they're pretty much making it a Yakuza style game by that same team, since they realized the Yakuza games have become very popular.
Yeah, recently, thanks to Yakuza 0 and Yakuza 6.
Mm-hmm. So, maybe we'll get something like specifically with wrestling, which I hope so, and it would be an RPG like this. Or like
that would be nice.
Or like a really, really anime RPG featuring just incredibly buff guys, and it's all full of fan service.
Right.
I mean, it would certainly be more unique across all of the other ones featuring fan service just with booby girls.
Yeah.
Just, branching out. And yes, this is actually a specific input for one of the combos that exist. Upper right hook, 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 and upper right hook. And if you save it, and then use it from when it's saved, it's gonna give you an additional strike. That's what you get. That's what you get for getting stuck inside of an animation and not being able to do anything about it, bitch.
Right. That's why you don't do these things.
And that, for some reason, hit his leg and caused him to be slow.
I think it's because you tried to not punch him and he moved at the last second.
That uppercut really... He didn't get to do a single thing. That's so sad. I almost feel bad about it, but then I don't.
And then you remember, oh wait, they're trying to kill us all.
Power booster. This is the item which will pretty much grant you infinite. It pretty much grants you an endless restoration for your active time bar, regardless of what you're doing. So, like, if you're moving, you're still recovering just as much as if you were standing. So it works perfectly in conjunction with free run, which normally actually consumes your active time bar. In which case, this one just deactivates that feature.
Hey, it's our mascot.
It's our mascot, which is why I'm not gonna be cutting out this fight, because he's our mascot.
Right.
And he stays somewhat dangerous sort of throughout. Like, he has like this one thing where he's really good at, and if he gets you caught in that, it's just like the end. It has something to do with kicking. But he has very little HP at this point. You just have to...
Didn't you say, like, he never gets any stronger from when you first fight him?
They, like, this is, like, the stats in this game are really weird in that regard. Because you don't get to see what the enemy stats are, and it overall just feels like every single enemy stays on a static position. Like, they don't get stronger when you see them in the next chapter, but there are many recolors. Like, for example, that Kabuto, we've seen one at the very beginning of the game, and was definitely, like, he was definitely like it would have taken as much effort there as it did here, you know?
Right.
So it was likely an upgrade, but it's hard to tell with these graphics, you know?
Yeah.
You don't want to save any combo that's less than 5. It's literally a waste of space.
Literally worthless.
You can't do anything with them. You really can't. It kind of sucks. Offense Drainer, very useful.
Is it as good as the chocolate in Eternal Sonata?
I don't know what chocolate in Eternal Sonata does.
It drops enemy attack power by 10%. You force them to eat chocolate, and then they get so fat they can't hit you properly.
Yeah, so this is like chocolate from Eternal Sonata.
Yes.
It stays for an entire fight unless the enemy gets rid of it somehow by increasing their attack, which...
Yep,
if they
it's the same.
if they are capable of increasing their attack, they will do that endlessly, which makes it completely worthless against enemies that actually do that.
Right.
It's just one of those cases where you do not have infinite items. They have it pretty much as a move, selectable from their attacks, and this thing is so cool.
God,
They hit it so well.
It's like Lord Zed's cousin.
Mm-hmm. Like they hit it so well in the environment, and you're like, where are they gonna jump? Are they in the distance somewhere? Like that's what I mean with like making variety a little more interesting in this stage. Enemies approach you from many different places in in all of these rooms. Compared to how it was in the previous chapter, where there was just like, there's another robot here.
Right. How can you give it brain damage if it doesn't have a brain?
I mean, possibly it has a head, unlike those robots do.
True. Yeah.
Right middle kick, yes. No. No touching.
No hugging, no kissing. This is The Witcher now, no sex allowed.
This is our playthrough of Witcher 1.
Yes. It's
Dang
just
it.
represented in a different medium.
Mm-hmm. I still find it so funny that they specifically made them go a little bit further away from the wall each time you use a technique like that, because they didn't want it to clip. They didn't want your characters to clip.
Right.
But yeah, aside from power booster, there's also a stamina booster, which is kind of worthless, honestly.
Aww.
I mean, it recovers your stamina all the time, but it's hardly possible that you will ever waste enough of it during one battle. Because, you know, you use it for techniques, and you generally don't get to use techniques on bosses, which is the only time when a fight is gonna get quite as, like, you know, is gonna go on quite for so long that you would consider that. But at the same time, you also get enough of those stamina boosters that you could consider using that for some harder random encounter. And this location has a completely different lighting, yay! This is not a door.
This is not a drill.
There
There you go.
Where are you? We have to fight a pig. Yeah, just do it slowly. See, he has a offense enhancer, so it makes absolutely no sense to use an offense offense dehancer.
So it's
on him.
confirmed. Amnesia, Machine for Pigs, ripped off Hybrid Heaven.
I mean, it has pigs, and it came beforehand. It ripped off. You know,
Yeah.
it's also sort of a horror game. You know.
Yeah. So ha.
Also Machine for Pigs ripped off Hogs of War.
Yeah. Duh.
They definitely looked there for their inspiration.
Heck, freaking really bad ripoff too, because Hybrid Heaven and Hogs of War are both way more terrifying than Machine for Pigs. You try telling me a pig arming a fucking bazooka isn't scary, okay? Like,
I mean, you know, it's the same with worms.
right?
The worms are hilarious. Like Worms is a perfect example of a game that just doesn't work very well, but that part is what makes it fun. You know? Where it's just like, oh, oops, I blew up everything except for what I wanted. Hee hee. And also accidentally blew up all of my friends. It also had such a great engine for all these explosions that when I was playing it with my cousin, we would just like make a custom match where you could place your own units. So you would so you would make like a pyramid, and then fire the banana bomb and see who wins. It was like a coin toss, but with more explosions.
The best kind.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Nico, give this guy
there we
business.
go. Finally. Boom. Fucking missed. Fucking hell. I hate you, Peg. How could you do this to me? I finally do a correct fucking combo attack after all of these tries, and you just fucking miss it.
I heard you were talking shit about Machine for Pigs. That's my cousin's favorite game.
Best game to 2000 whenever teen it came out.
I think it was 15. I could be wrong on that.
I think it was earlier. Like PS3 was
13.
still a thing when it came out, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like 14.
13, 14, yeah.
Damn it! And it's like the last move of that combo would have taken it out too, which is the most annoying part.
Yeah.
Damn,
Oh,
it wanted
well.
to show off, finally. After all of these failed attempts at misunderstanding the absolutely unexplained mechanics of this game. I do like that they have a cutscene, like they start the cutscene not from you interacting with the object, but from the moment you get within the range that they walk you up to it.
Right.
Because there is no such thing as an interact button in this.
I mean, it works.
It works, like there isn't as many things you can interact with. But I feel that they should have made the interactability range, as you'd call it, a little bit larger. Because you barely ever get into, like, there is never such a situation where, I don't want to pick this thing up. Like, you always want to pick everything up, so why make it hard?
Now we're fighting a Battletoad.
Mm-hmm. An off-screen Battletoad.
That's the most terrifying kind.
Because you can't see them coming.
I know, right?
But yeah, this one uses a speed enhancer. Get used to that. Enemies will start to spam these things on and on from now on.
On and on and on and on.
Just need one more turn. Be so patient, please. It's not ready. Give me like five more seconds. There we go. Damn it. Punch, 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 punch. I wish I could, like, actually call them, you know? Because it only takes into account that it is a punch or a kick. It doesn't take into account whether or not it is a, like, I wish they gave me an option to be like, the punching combo, the kicking combo, the mixed combo. There are actually more combos that you can save, which is also kind of annoying.
Right.
But honestly, you just find one and stick with it, because the more you use the one that you like, the better it gets. So for me, the best ones are obviously always going to be the
choose one option over and over again.
Pretty much, yes. There are also ones that use like all of your limbs. Those are probably the most useless ones, at least for me, since you know I'm all about the variety. I'm all about the righties.
One buff, 2 buff limbs, 1 buff arm, and 1 buff leg.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need anything else.
No, you really don't. It's a waste of time. It's like that one episode of The Simpsons where Homer just kept carrying a dumbbell and became really buff, but only on one arm.
Yes.
Damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what you're getting. It's pile driver. I guess that's not what I'm getting, but I did get a shoulder toss, so possibly I may actually learn that.
You can run with the Z button.
Well, yes, that's the free run.
Okay, I was just making sure, because like, I thought you didn't know that.
So I have twice as much chance to learn this, you know, have to look at the positives of the situation. But yeah, if you actually, like, if you pause during combat with the start button, instead of pressing A in order to choose your option, the game will actually give you some hints. Which is, I guess, where you would learn some of the mechanics. Like, for example, I would have never figured out that you can run unless they said so, you know, because it's not exactly something you would think to press. Fuck you! But I got an S rank.
I didn't see it, therefore it's not canon.
I need to make a screenshot of that one as well. Because I can.
Everyone. Look, the people in the comments will support me. You never have gotten an S rank. Ever.
I mean, it is something I would expect
Neil,
of
if
them.
you're watching this, tell Nico he's never gotten an S rank. Do it for me.
I mean, I would expect so much, really.